Sorry, folks out there. We've got a little technological glitch. It doesn't like to snow, apparently. So give us a second. We'll get started in a minute. Call to order the Common Council meeting for Monday, December 1st, 2025. Roll call, please. Coach, you want to come over here? Well, I want to welcome all of you here to City Council. Thank you for being here. I've often said, Kenosha is an incredible place, and it's incredible because we have incredible individuals who do incredible things, and I'm very proud to recognize all of you who are here today, your teammates, your coaches, for winning the city championship. Kenosha is just a winning city. We just like winning. This week and the next couple of weeks, we're going to be recognizing a number of folks, but I know how hard you all worked. I know the time you've put in, the commitment. All school athletes, not only do you excel on the athletic field, but you excel in the classroom, you excel in your community, and we would like to recognize that and thank you for all of your efforts and the amazing achievement it is to win the city tournament. So I do have a commendation here I'd like to present to you. Whereas the Mahone Middle School girls softball team has achieved remarkable success and earning the title of city champions through their outstanding athletic skill, teamwork, and dedication. And whereas under the guidance of their devoted coaches and the support of the family, teachers, and the Mahone school community, these student athletes have demonstrated the highest standards of sportsmanship, perseverance, and pride. And whereas the Mahone girls softball team's championship victory is a result of countless hours of practice, teamwork, and commitment, reflecting the spirit of excellence that defines Mahone Middle School. And whereas the accomplishments brings honor not only to your school, but to the entire city of Kenosha, serving as an inspiring example of what can be achieved through determination, collaboration, and school pride. Now, therefore, I, David F. Bogdala, Mayor of the City of Kenosha, do hereby congratulate and commend the team members and coaches of the Mahone Mustangs 2025 City Championship victory for their hard work, commitment to the sport. Their dedication exemplifies the best of youth in our community, and I extend to them sincere congratulations on this exceptional achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you. We'll get pictures in a little bit.
Somebody wants to go ahead, Coach, or anybody, one of the teammates. Go ahead.
You want to step up?
Avery,
Just
they
want
said
to thank everybody in the city council and Mayor Bogdala. Especially want to thank these girls. They work extremely hard year-round to be good at softball. They're just a great, phenomenal group of kids. I couldn't work with a better group. So thank you for this honor. Any of you girls want to say anything?
Come on, Ava, they said you're the team. You got to get up there. Come on.
I just want to say thank you for the award and thank you very much.
There we go. All right.
I'd like to ask for a 5-minute recess for pictures. Moved and seconded. And all those in favor say aye. Aye. We stand in recess.
Why don't you guys come over here, please? Family members? Come this way? Take as much time as you want. Come this way? Come this way? Take as much time as you want. You want to take a picture with your favorite alderman?
No, go ahead. No, you guys are good. No, you guys get up there. You guys get up there. You got everybody in?
Okay, everybody look here for the city, photo for the city. Thank you. Take as much time as you want. And we can take some individual ones also.
Till your jaws hurt. Yeah.
Then we can take individual pictures after.
Yeah, if you guys want to do individual ones, please, go ahead.
Anyone else? Any pictures?
Hey, seriously, you guys, outstanding. Very proud of you guys. Now you guys are all, you guys been all, what years everybody? You guys all going to Indian Trail? Take the team. That's what I'm talking, see, that's good to have that goal right now, you set it right now, you guys do go for the state title, right? All right, I'll hold you guys to it, all right? We'll have you guys back on 18 bigger flag. Congratulations, you guys. Thank you. Awesome. All right, thanks to the mayor for letting that have us out here. Awesome. No, thank you guys, great job. Proud of you guys. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Any individual pictures?
Kennedy is available to have him.
See, sure. Sure. Any individual pictures with the mayor? It'll be worth money in the future.
That's awesome. Really proud of you. Good job. All right. How are you? For a long time.
She didn't hear it all.
Are you the team captain?
I've known him. Five minutes having elapsed, we're back in session. At this time, I would like to ask the gentleman from the second and the Mayor's Youth Commission folks to come up to the podium, please.
Hello, everybody. This is going to be our first batch of awardees for the Mayor's Youth Commission. So it's a really great night to be celebrating the youth of the community. I've got the Mayor's Youth Commission chairperson, Meg Fisher.
Hello. Good evening. Welcome to everyone that's here tonight. My name is Meg Fisher, and I'm the chairperson of the Mayor's Youth Commission. I'd like to thank everyone for attending tonight's meeting, especially the family and the friends of our award recipients. The Mayor's Youth Commission has developed an award program that recognizes the youth of Kenosha and their achievements, their accomplishments, and their contributions to making the city and, in turn, the world a better place. We'd like to thank their nominators for seeing the good in each of them. We'd like to thank their families for raising such great kids. But most of all, we'd like to thank tonight's recipients for making great choices in your lives that have brought you here this evening. At this time, I'd also like to introduce three new members of our commission. Isabel Gullidge. She's going to wave to us way back there. Avery Meacham is also way in the back there. And Alex Bettig. Alex is going to wave, but Alex is also going to come up here because with our awards tonight, we're going to start with Alex, who is our new member. Grab all these goodies here. Come on up, Alex. Alex is Indian Trails Student Council President, choir social media manager, madrigal feast singer and jester. Jester, that's going to make this fun on our council, right? Pep rally organizer and Thespian Society 12 through 16 star member. Alex has taken numerous AP and honors classes. Alexander has the ability to make a significant impression in a short amount of time. He is dedicated towards his goals and his commitments, and he is interested in government and politics. Congratulations and welcome, Alex. Got somebody else reading the rest of them.
Dallin Arndt. Dallin Arndt is a senior at Tremper High School. Dallin is an excellent student who ranks in the top 5% of his class. He's very involved in music and theater. He is often section leader for First Chair for Music. He's chair of membership for the International Thespian Society. Dallin is grounded and very self-aware. He is not afraid to challenge himself, has strong dedication to the arts, as is proven by his commitment to music and theater. Congratulations. Lucinda Garrigan. Lucinda Garrigan is a senior at Tremper High School. Lucy demonstrates determination, empathy, and work ethic in everything she does. She is very involved in both her school and Kenosha communities. She has taken honors and AP classes. She is the secretary of Thespian Society and has over 100 hours of volunteering in our community. Lucy has a very bright future ahead of her. Congratulations. Devarius D. Goss. D is in 4th grade at Kenosha School of Language. Over this past summer, D made a kind-hearted decision to raise money for local and national organizations. D was inspired by YouTube star Mr. Beast and his video, "We Did 10,000 Random Acts of Kindness," ranging from a simple hug to cash donations. Motivated to make a difference in his own way, D decided to use his own money to purchase a violin. His goal was simple but meaningful: to play music and raise money to help those in need. D spent hours of his time learning violin, practicing, and playing to the best of his ability outside his home to his neighbors and passersby. With great pride and thoughtfulness, he chose to donate the funds to 2 organizations that deeply touched the lives of many families: the Shalom Center in Kenosha and the Ronald McDonald House Foundation. D's compassion, initiative, and willingness to help others at such a young age sets him apart. D understands circumstances in which others need a helping hand while showing incredible resilience in adverse experiences he has had in his own life. When he was 18 months old, D was placed into foster care and then adopted by his parents. D is a talented athlete and plays soccer, gymnastics, basketball, and hockey. D is enrolled in the dual language program at the Kenosha School of Language and speaks, writes, and reads both English and Spanish. D is a great student and friend and would be honored to be recognized for his selfless efforts. Congratulations.
Lena Gustin is in 5th grade at Roosevelt Elementary. Lena is always very friendly and helpful. She is quick to assist her teachers and FFA leaders with many tasks, but goes above and beyond for her peers. On more than one occasion, she has befriended someone who is new to the school or is very shy and needs extra encouragement. Last year, she made friends with a new student who spoke little English and would not interact with other students. Lena tried to teach herself Spanish so she could communicate and always invited the girl to play at recess. Lena encouraged the other students to be inclusive and finally got her new friend to participate. Lena also befriended another girl at horse camp and helped her with chores and got her to be more engaged with others. The girl's mother noticed and was very grateful for her daughter to have a friend like that. Lena has had many leadership qualities that makes her worthy of this award. She's quick to volunteer for a wide range of tasks, be it saying the Pledge of Allegiance, running errands for her teachers and FFA leaders, or jumping in to help out a peer in need. Lena is a lieutenant on the safety patrol at school and is also an altar server at church. Her way of naturally volunteering with no expectations of receiving anything in return is refreshing, and her kindness to others is something I hope we all strive to emulate. Congratulations. Camila Padilla Mendoza is in 6th grade at K-Tech. Camila has been helping in the classroom during her recess for about 3 years now. In addition, she has volunteered over 30 hours over the summer. Camila has been consistent, reliable, and takes initiative to get things done. Camila was nominated to be a character leader of trustworthiness, and she has earned it in this past year. What truly sets Camila apart is her proactive approach to helping others. She goes above and beyond for everyone, showing genuine care and compassion without seeking recognition. Camila embodies the core values we hope to cultivate in our students: empathy, leadership, trustworthiness, and respect. Congratulations. Benjamin Ben Langingham is a senior at Lakeview Technology Academy. As the founder of the Math Club, Ben has demonstrated vision and dedication by organizing and leading bi-weekly meetings, fostering a collaborative environment, and guiding the team to win first place in the Wisconsin Mathematics Council Math Contest. Beyond competition, he spearheaded community outreach events to inspire younger students with a passion for problem solving in mathematics. Similarly, Ben founded the Computer Science Outreach Club, creating opportunities for peers to explore the field of computer science and encouraging engagement beyond Lakeview. His efforts have expanded student interest and access to new learning opportunities in a rapidly growing discipline. In addition to academic leadership, Ben has demonstrated strong character through Scouts of America, achieving the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout. As Assistant Senior Patrol Leader for 2 years, he mentored younger Scouts, encouraging them to rise to the challenge of leadership and service. His Eagle Scout project, a restoration of the amphitheater at Hawthorne Hollow, raised $924 and mobilized over 20 volunteers. Thanks to his initiative, the amphitheater continues to serve the community today. Within the National Honor Society, Ben has been an active member of the Service Committee, helping plan and organize chapter-wide fundraising events that support the greater school community. His hard work and academic excellence has also been recognized through numerous honors, including AP Calculus BC Student of the Year, AP Computer Science Student of the Year, AP Scholar and with Distinction, Eagle Scout Award, and the Wisconsin Math Council's First Place C Division Award. Congratulations.
Well, I think we continue the theme that we've all been celebrating Thanksgiving, because I can tell you I am truly thankful for all of your efforts, what you bring to this community. You often hear the older generation, which now I guess I am that part of that, say, "Well, I worry about the youth." Well, I can tell you right now, looking at all of you, hearing your accomplishments, Kenosha need not worry. We are in good hands. You are all amazing individuals in your achievements, and you're just getting started. And I can't wait to see what you're going to do in the future. The parents, family, friends who are gathered here today, thank you for helping these young people on their journey. There's a lot more work to do, but you've obviously put them in a very good spot. To some of their teachers, some of them I know who are here today, thank you for really mentoring and picking these kids up and wrapping your arms around them and giving them the courage and encouragement that they need every single day. I thank you all for all of your efforts. Thank you all very much. At this time, I would like to ask for a 5-minute recess for pictures. Moving to second, and all those in favor say aye. We are in adjournment for a recess. 5 minutes having elapsed, we are back in session. Please continue.
Citizens' comments. We have 13 speakers signed up, so each individual will have 3 minutes. Jamie Burns.
Just to remind all of our speakers again tonight, we have 13, so that means each person has 3 minutes for your time. And again, I would ask everyone, please be very respectful. No cheering, no booing, no outward acknowledgement. We're here to listen from you, and I appreciate you all being here tonight, and we'll continue that way. Thank you. Please, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Jamie Burns, 7722 16th Avenue. I'm here today to, again, talk about my concerns regarding the Microsoft data center that is being proposed in Kenosha. A little bit about me. I received my degree from University of Parkside in environmental studies. I have then dedicated my career to the water and wastewater industry. My concerns really boil down to transparency and the lack of information that is coming out. There's been concerns raised with the environmental impacts, particularly water. All we've heard is there will be little to no environmental impact, but there's nothing there to say how we're going to ensure that there is no impact. Is this data center going to be tested daily, sampled daily on the wastewater that they are putting out into Lake Michigan? What parameters are going to be tested? And what guardrails are going to be in place if they violate those guidelines? Another concern is the energy costs. Other large states have seen that the states that have the largest data centers in them, residents are seeing doubling of their energy costs. I have not heard anything about that concern, which has been brought up multiple times from the citizens of Kenosha, of how we're going to ensure that our rates are not going to go up. There's been nothing of either they might go up, they're definitely not going up, nothing like that. And so I'd like to see something about that concern being brought up. Another thing is the jobs created. I'd love to see jobs created in Kenosha. Kenosha is a wonderful growing city, and I'd like to continue to see that, but the data shows that these centers are not going to provide a large, long-term number of jobs. Construction jobs, yes, construction jobs are important, and I feel for all of our hardworking construction workers that may be in this room, but that's only temporary. It's not permanent.
Jamie, you have 30 seconds.
And there's no guarantee that the jobs available for construction workers will be filled by Kenoshans. Thank you for your time and listening to my concerns.
J.R. Pratcher.
What's going on, guys? This is my first time in City Hall. I just want to give honor to God. I want to give honor to the councilmen, to the mayor. I thank you guys for your work. I just want to start with Revelation 8:10 through 11. It says, "And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven."
Sir, can I get your name and address for the record,
My name
please?
is, I know I had 3 minutes, J.R. Pratcher, 2018 89th Street.
Thank you, sir.
Revelation 8:10 through 11. "And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third parts of the river, and upon the fountains of water. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter." This verse reads like a prophecy of our own time. Today we see pharmaceutical companies, chemical companies, and now massive data centers pulling from the same precious resource, our water, and returning back heat, pollution, and rising costs. It wears down the land, the people, it drains energy, money, and stability from families who are already stretched thin. And now, once again, we are told to quietly accept it. But those who came before us treated this land differently. They replenished it. Before any settlers arrived, this whole region, Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, was home to the Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee nations, and these nations lived by the water. They fished from it, they traveled on it, they prayed by it, and protected it. This water wasn't a resource you exploited, it was a gift you honored. And when the early settlers came, both Protestant and Catholic, they also understood the value of clean water. They built sanitation systems, waterworks, and protections because they knew the life here depended on respecting Lake Michigan. And they didn't always get it right, but they knew water was sacred. And now we're entering a time where massive data centers can pull millions of gallons of water from Lake Michigan, discharge heated water back into it, and raise energy consumption once again. And I think that's one of the concerns that we're all gonna be raising. And so there's no oversight, there's no civilian oversight. And so I just want to say this. Imagine instead of data centers, we brought in something that actually builds a community. Something like SpaceX or advanced manufacturing or aerospace jobs or engineering labs, innovation hubs, or maybe protecting American farmers and farmland. This kind of development doesn't drain a city, it revives it. It creates
Jay, you
trade,
have 30 seconds.
technical careers, service jobs, and long-term income for families. And it's going to turn Southwest Wisconsin into a place where people want to stay. And so let's turn waste into energy. Let's do the same thing New York does by burning trash cleanly to create electricity. And we could build our own city-run process to do that. I'm not going to hold you guys, but it's an honor to speak to you guys. And God bless. Take care.
Jacob Hudak.
Jacob Hudak, 3013 29th Street. The other week was the first time I ever attended a council meeting. You heard dozens of people speaking out against this project. You heard the support that the speakers received from this crowd to the point of having to warn people not to cheer or clap. That's because people are undeniably passionate about this topic. We have seen the harm that data centers cause to communities that are similar to our own, and we are concerned about those same harms happening to ours. Today and tomorrow are statewide days of action. People across the state are going to brave cold and snow in the hopes that their elected officials are listening to them. As such, I hope this council chooses to listen to its constituents rather than the corporations that are hoping to exploit our city. Thank you.
Nick Prorock.
Nick Prorock, 8858 Sheridan Road. Corporations want us to believe that we depend on them. The truth is that corporations need us. They need our labor, our creativity, our time, and now they need our electricity and our natural resources. Saying that, it's not lost on me that one of the intentions of AI is to replace workers and artists. But how will we benefit from this data center? We'll have to pay higher property taxes and we'll have to pay higher utility bills. That's not skepticism or cynicism. You can look at Wisconsin, like what's happening in Wisconsin around us. Mount Pleasant is going to give $100 million back to Microsoft in the form of like a tax increment district, and the residents won't see that tax benefit for the next 20 years. So 2045, the residents in Mount Pleasant will see the benefit from that data center. We Energies is planning on pushing $1.4 billion in infrastructure costs to households and small businesses, and all of that development is for the support of data centers. They're telling us that AI is going to cure disease, but you don't need advanced supercomputers to know that when people can't afford healthcare, they die sooner. They're telling us that AI will solve climate change, but you don't need to be a genius to know that using 3 times more electricity than the entire state of Wisconsin in building power plants like the one they plan on building 20 minutes away in Paris isn't going to make climate change worse. You don't need analytics to see the hypocrisy of all of this. They're selling us a lie about a utopian future, and they're asking you to force us to pay higher property taxes and higher electricity to subsidize their lies. I don't think it's a coincidence that last week that we were here, people were also speaking about homelessness. What does it say when we're prioritizing warehouses that store information about people more than we're prioritizing stable housing for the people who actually like real human beings? This is a moment for Kenosha to show what's important, and what is important is people. Without corporations, or without people, corporations would have nothing. Their wealth comes from the labor that they underpay, the ideas that they harvest,
Nick, you have 30 seconds.
the public resources that they leverage, and the tax breaks that they get from our government. Saying this multi-billion-dollar project is going to benefit Kenosha is a lie. It's built for Microsoft, for the benefit of Microsoft, and we're going to have to pay for it. So stop this data center. Thank you.
Peter Power.
Mayor and members of the Common Council, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. My name is Peter Power, 2818 64th Street in the city. And I'm here because today is December 1st. The first month of winter starts in Kenosha. As temperatures drop, homelessness becomes not just a policy question, but a life and death one. And it's also directly tied to the health of our downtown and business districts. Research on homelessness in downtowns point to a few key lessons that matter for Kenosha. First, homelessness is not one uniform problem. And I elaborated on this in an opinion piece in the Kenosha News this past weekend. Different cities see different patterns, more sheltered or unsheltered, more concentrated downtown or spread out across the county, for instance. That means a simple one-size-fits-all is not going to work. And any complaint-driven system or any fine-driven system where law enforcement are handing out fines in parking lots, unhelpful. That's not going to work long-term in Kenosha, I don't believe. Second, there is often a gap between perception and reality. Many people, particularly in larger cities, you'll see it on certain news media, where people in cities feel homelessness has exploded after COVID and that downtowns are less safe because of it. But in several cities, overall homelessness has actually declined over the last decade, particularly with veterans. What changed is where it is visible, especially on social media, right? Especially in downtowns. If we only react to what we see on the sidewalk and not to the causes, we won't make lasting progress. Third, the biggest driver is not individual failure. It's housing and income. When rents rise faster than wages, and there's too little affordable housing, more people are pushed into homelessness. Personal crises, illness, domestic violence, job loss, those individuals can turn that instability into an episode of literal homelessness. This is primarily a housing and human services issue well before it is a
Peter, you have 30 seconds.
policing issue. Anyway, business leaders in other regions worry about safety, cleanliness, and customers turning away. Those concerns are real, but they're also increasingly see homelessness as a workforce and economic development issue. Workers who are housing insecure are less stable employees. Downtowns associated with visible, unmanageable human suffering are harder to market and grow. Thank you for your time.
Olivia Walker.
Sorry. Olivia Walker, 7029 35th Avenue. Good evening. My name is Olivia Walker, and I am here tonight once again, to speak out against the Microsoft AI data center that's planned for Kenosha. If I appear a bit disheveled, it's because I just stood outside for an hour protesting this data center with fellow community members. We are proud to have arranged this protest in coordination with the Wisconsin statewide Day of Action Against Data Centers, which includes rallies in 6 other towns across the state. Over the weekend, I was made aware of a quote, data center benefits and fact sheet given to alderpersons regarding the Microsoft data center. At first, when I read it, I was disappointed in the blatant misinformation provided. After taking a deeper look, I recognized it for what it is, propaganda. Propaganda to convince alderpersons that Microsoft wouldn't dare take advantage of our city or bring any negative economic or environmental impacts with it. It is disappointing that such a misleading document would be given to alderpersons and is yet another example of how the city has fallen short in providing sufficient facts and data regarding the Microsoft facilities. In an effort to battle the misinformation and outright lies in this document, we have created a rebuttal. Our fact check was emailed to each city alderperson as well as the mayor this morning. Each bullet point from the original city document is directly refuted. I would encourage all of you to read over the fact sheet and start asking questions about the true impact Microsoft will have on Kenosha. If all of Microsoft's promise seem too good to be true, they probably are. Mount Pleasant and their experiences with Microsoft's data center in their village is referred to multiple times in the aforementioned sheet. Funnily enough, it is conveniently left out that Mount Pleasant residents will see an 8% increase in their taxes for the upcoming fiscal year. This is not because of inflation, but because of the horrendous terms with which Microsoft arrived to Mount Pleasant. What's to stop them from causing similar tax increases in Kenosha too? City Council, I implore you to read over our fact sheet and start asking more questions. Do your own research and gather information that has not been spoon-fed to you by city offices, Microsoft, and the Wisconsin Data Center Coalition lobbyists. It is your duty as public servants to make well-informed decisions on behalf of your constituents. Thank you all for your time.
Marita Huff.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name's Marita Huff, 7939 34th Avenue. And we are seeing more homeless people out on the streets of Kenosha. And why is that? Families are less stable, less able to care for their own, and the good union jobs are gone. Many companies are using temp agencies now for their labor, and they don't guarantee the number of hours that they give a person during the week. So even at $17, $18 an hour, you aren't going to make enough in a week if you're only working 2 days to pay for rent, and rents are running like $1,300 for a one-bedroom apartment. So the shortage of low-income housing is not exclusive to Kenosha, but in Kenosha, it's not surprising. This body, although it didn't realize it was causing this problem, I imagine at the time, has been in favor of single-family homes since the 1990s. All of the federal money that has come to Kenosha for the HUD homes funds have gone to single-family homes. Now, to be fair, that is the #1 goal of that particular program, but a secondary goal is affordable rental options and ending homelessness. There used to be many inexpensive housing options in Kenosha. The KYF used to have many small rooms. Now it was remodeled into fewer, nicer rooms. There were 2 large rooming houses on the corner of 55th Avenue and 59th Street that were torn down for a high-rise. There were more SROs, single-room occupancy buildings. Now there's only about 5 of those left. In 2020, there was an option to build a large low-income housing apartment complex near the Brass School, but some loud neighbors intimidated this body and they backed out of that deal. So there's no housing there on that property to this day. We buy up multifamily home apartment buildings, you know, the old big houses that would have 3 or 4 apartments in it, tear it down, leave it a grassy lot for 5 or 10 years until we get enough money from HUD to build a one-family home there. I don't know why we couldn't leave the building there and have the 3 or 4 families in it while we waited for the money to build the home. At any rate, there have been there is a shortage of single-family housing. Shalom Center has people come in. They're supposed to be there for 90 days.
Seconds.
They don't have time. They can't find an apartment, so they have to stay there for months. Other cities and counties work together to provide money for homeless projects. Appleton County and City, with the churches, built a night shelter. Madison builds tiny homes in Superior, just gave $300,000 to expand a homeless shelter in Superior. You don't have to say, oh, it's not the city's responsibility. It's not the county's responsibility either. Homeless people seem to be nobody's responsibility. So we can step up and together we can solve this problem. Thank you.
Greg Cresson.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Greg Cresson. I live at 802 21st Avenue, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Tonight, I'm going to talk about Microsoft and about the homeless. And with the awards and the thing that happens, this meeting spoke to me from the beginning with the loss of the children in the fire. And then to see the hope in the young youth through their sports and through their schools. And it puts things in perspective to me and hopefully to our community. I lived in Waukesha County for 40 years, and I've just moved down here recently and to the lake. And I just always think, are we loving? Are we kind? Are we taking in information? Are we sharing that information? Are we open to the community? We don't need to keep secrets. We need to know what's going on. I agree with a lot of the people that have talked. And for me, I'm worried about the water, and they'll say they have, recycling water, but the power plants need water too, and there's just a lot going on. And when I see the homeless, and with the abundant federal cuts, I know there's no money. The schools are cut. We can't even fund special ed or programs that we've committed to for years. And this community needs to commit to what's best for the majority of people. And then the people that are affected, that are within 5 miles or 1 mile or whatever the distance is. I don't know this much about the data centers, but that's why we have to learn together and work together as a group and make Kenosha better and stronger. And hopefully with your energy and wit, you've done this before. You've made Kenosha amazing to me, and I love it here, so thank you.
Joshua Taylor.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joshua Taylor. I am not a resident of Kenosha. I'm a resident of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I appreciate you letting me speak. I'll start off. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and I'm here to kind of echo the evidence and the sentiment of the people, which is we do not want these hyperscale AI data centers. Despite not being a resident of Kenosha, this affects Kenoshans, Milwaukeeans, and folks in Port Washington, all the way up to Port Washington. Whether by commission or omission, Microsoft and other Big Ten companies are selling a bill of false goods. And this is evident through how these different corporations, Microsoft included, start off by trying to sneak around the people and trying to just sneak these in here. It's also evident by their attempts to have them publicly subsidize their private profits, whether it's through tax incremental districts or whether it's for forcing us to pay for their gigantic energy use on our bills. It's also evident through the environmental impacts that these data centers around the nation have had or are having, whether it's their enormous water use and their use of land, and they're polluting the air. And when it comes to the water use, whether they're trying to they're using closed loop systems, they still have to use a lot of electricity for that. If they don't use a closed loop system, they have to use a lot of water. So these are all, false, a bill of false goods. And if you've been watching the news, whether locally, here, statewide, or nationally, we had someone just talk about the day of statewide action against these data centers. They're clear that the people do not want these. One, because it's clear to everyone that it's actually a subsidy, public subsidy for the profits of corporations and their shareholders on Wall Street. So, talking about the future. I implore you all as a body to reject Microsoft and what their consultants are trying to sell you. It's clear, again, from whether it's Kenosha, Caledonia, Port Washington, Menominee, Janesville, out of the state, Tucson,
Josh, you have
Landover,
30
Maryland.
seconds.
People do not want this. So you can either get with the people or you can be against the people, because the people are organizing and they're going to continue to organize. So you might as well get with the people. Thank you.
Sage Holloway.
Sage Holloway, 4500 10th Ave. So I want to speak from the heart a little bit today. I think we've all heard a lot of arguments against the AI data center from an economic, scientific, social, environmental, pretty much every perspective you can think of. And those are all so valuable, and I will not for a second discount those. But when I think about why I am fighting against this AI data center, it is because I love this city. At the end of the day, that is it. I want to trust that I can buy a house here and feel pretty confident that the property value won't plunge. And if anything, that my community who has invested so much in me, that I can make an investment back in them and trust that it will come through. I want to raise my kids here and take them to swim in Lake Michigan as I did growing up, and honestly still do quite often. I want to be confident that my children are safe to breathe our air and to drink our water. I understand that Microsoft has made a very compelling argument in favor of this data center being built. Frankly, I don't think it's reasonable to trust anything that they say, because while history does not necessarily repeat itself, it does often rhyme. I don't know who said that, but I know it was someone smart. I imagine that most of us in this room can think of, just off the top of our heads, a time that we, someone we love or know, or our community was wronged by a corporation who valued profits over people. And so as much as I respect every single one of you in this Common Council, I do believe you're all elected officials, if I am not mistaken. And so you're here to serve the public, and I genuinely believe that every single one of you has our best interest in mind. That being said, Microsoft's talking points, fueled by legal experts who know all the loopholes and PR spin masters, can be quite convincing. And so I echo what a few people have said today of doing your own research in addition to hearing our comments, which we do very much appreciate you hearing us. I want to kind of end out here with some resources to look into. I'm sure many of you are aware of the KUAMDC page on Instagram as well as Facebook.
Sage, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. Also, A More Perfect Union is a great resource for videos about how these data centers have impacted other communities thus far. At the end of the day, I urge you to consider your legacy and your care for this community and the knowledge that government moves slowly by design, while these tech companies that are worth billions of dollars move with the ethos of move fast and break things. That's not how we work as a community. We are here for each other, people over profit, and human intelligence over AI. Thank you so much.
Kayla Harbor.
Hi, my name is Kayla Harbor. I live at 6038 23rd Avenue. And I strongly oppose this data center, and I think that you should too. I speak for Lake Michigan, and there is so much that we do not know about this data center. We don't know how it will affect long-term human health. And if anything, based on results from already built data centers, we can predict that it will be devastating to the environment with its incredible water and electricity usage. In addition to all of that, Microsoft expects us to pay the bill. Higher energy costs, AKA higher electricity bills, higher water bills, not to mention Microsoft would be getting a crazy amount of tax write-offs and credits, all paid for by the people. Microsoft would never share its profits with us, so why are we expected to foot their bill? Absolutely unacceptable. Data centers in Wisconsin, as of 2024, have already received $40 million in sales tax breaks. They don't need any more. These are multi-billion, even multi-trillion-dollar companies who are more than capable of paying their own way. They need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps rather than exploit citizens and community resources. To conclude, we don't know enough to make such a big decision, though I believe the environmental detriment should be enough to stop the data center in its tracks, but that's just me. And we surely should not be taking money away from the pockets of Kenoshans who are already struggling. Thank you for hearing me out. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night.
Josh Byron.
Josh Barong, 7724 17th Avenue, Kenosha. Just want to thank you folks for your time that you put in. We really appreciate you. We know that we don't have the time to, as citizens, to be involved in every single decision that this city makes. That's why we've elected you and we trust you. I'm grateful that you guys have done the research and that you do understand what's at stake here, and that you guys did approve this facility and this project, the Microsoft Data Center. We know that technology isn't stopping, and it's crucial that we keep our technology housed here in the United States. And if we continue to reject building these kind of facilities, all of our data is going to be stored offshore, and we have no control once it's stored offshore at how we can protect that data. So it's crucial that our medical records, that our banking records, and everything is stored and processed here in the United States. Additionally, I know that you all know that there is no TID or TIF associated with this. So from day one, there will be a significant revenue for the city that could potentially help with the homelessness problem and many other shortfalls that we have in this great city. So I just thank you guys for everything that you have done. I know you know already what's at stake here. Again, the DNR has authority as well as the EPA. There's sampling ports. There's all sorts of checks and balances that are in play here. Additionally, the skilled men and women of the building trades, we've installed tons of these kind of facilities. We know how they operate. We know that a closed loop system is truly closed loop. I'm a certified welder. I can tell you confidently that every weld that I've made that's been installed doesn't leak. These welds last forever. Inside of industry, yeah, there's a lot of dangerous things. There's a lot of dangerous products and processes. This is how most of industry works. But when it's processed and maintained by skilled men and women who have certifications, we know that it's done safely. So again, I thank you for your time and everything that you've done for our city. Keep up the great work.
Kara Gerlach.
Hey, good evening. I'm Kara Gerlach. I live at 7308 31st Avenue. I'm here with along with some other members of Kenosha Unites Against the Microsoft Data Center to kind of speak about our concerns. I recognize that our older persons and our local government are here because you have our best interests in mind. But upon seeing this fact-checking sheet that was referenced earlier by Olivia, I was kind of concerned about some of the misinformation that you've been provided by Microsoft. I wanted to speak a little bit more, and I know you have a copy of this, but since I'm here, a little bit more about the economic impact of this data center on our property taxes. And although you were told that these projects, the data centers would increase property tax revenue, what we've seen is that in Mount Pleasant specifically, this only increases property tax revenue after the tax increment districts that are funding them close. That takes about 20 years or so. And although Mount Pleasant added $1 billion in valuation from that data center this year, their residents are still paying higher tax payments this year in 2026. In total, the data center raised their total valuation by 17%, and yet they're seeing that increase in their taxes this year. One other thing I wanted to mention was in reference to the job creation that's been promised by Microsoft. They promised about 500 permanent jobs just in their first phase, hundreds more in subsequent phases. What we've seen, especially in Virginia, what they call Data Center Alley, which is where they have all those data centers, about 549 of them, that only about 20 employees work at each of these data center buildings once they're up and running. So those 500 permanent jobs, based on what we've seen so far, is more likely to be around 60. And it's just misleading from Microsoft, the information they've provided. They've also stated that their site would necessitate 3,000 construction workers, but what we've seen is that it's gonna be closer to 1,000 just based on what's happened in the past. I was here last time and spoke about energy concerns. I wanted to give a little bit more specific information about that. Although we've seen an overall nationwide increase of about 6%, in our energy bills, those are higher in states that have the most data centers. So 16% higher in Illinois and 13% in Virginia that
Kara,
have
you
more
have 30
data centers in
seconds.
them. Thank you. It's believed that data center demand is responsible for about 63% of the total power capacity bill in these areas. This is getting passed on to us. We can see from these areas with a lot of data centers. So I thank you for hearing me out tonight and just ask you to consider some of the facts that we've presented tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please continue.
B, communications, petitions, reports of departments. B1, approval of the following applications: A12 operators licenses, B3 Class B beer and/or Class B wine licenses, C1 amusement and recreation enterprise supervisor.
Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to concur with the recommendation of license permit to approve B1. I make a motion to approve B1.
It's been moved and seconded to approve item B1. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
B2, mayor notification to common council of Mark Passenger Rail Commission members appointment.
Is there a motion? Oh. It's been moved and seconded to approve item B2. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
C, recommendations from the Committee on Licenses and Permits. C1, applications for new operators licenses. A, Raven Britt 10, B, Madeline DeHart 5.
Gentleman from the 10th.
Give me a moment, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to approve, to concur with the recommendation of license and permit C1 through C3 after being read in any necessary applicant hearings.
C2, application of April Etheridge for a new taxi driver license. C3, application of Pamela Speck for a new taxi driver license.
Okay, at this time, open it up to a hearing. Anyone here speak on C1, 2, or 3, please come forward, state your name and address. Need your name and address for the record, please.
Pamela Speck, 720 59th Place.
If you have anything to say, or if there are questions from the council, we can call you back up.
Oh, I don't have anything to say.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
I
If there
thought
are-
I was supposed to come up. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely, you're totally right. If there are questions, we will call you back up.
Hi, Madeline DeHart, 7019 31st Ave. Kind of same thing. I just wanted to say I'm present. I have no comments, but available if you have any questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else here to speak on C1, 2, or 3? Anyone else? Anyone else? Seeing none, close the hearing. Motion on the floor is concurrence. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
C4, application of Serenity and Peace LLC for a new massage establishment license located at 3717 52nd Street with no adverse recommendations from the police department.
Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to concur with the recommendation of license permit to deny due to false application.
Move in second to deny. Or it's concur. Is that correct, Mr. Chair? At this time, open up to a hearing. Anyone here speaking item C4, please come forward, state your name and address. Anyone here to speak? Anyone here to speak? Seeing none, close the hearing. Motion on the floor is concurrence with the denial. Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to bring attention to the council that we keep seeing this particular applicant. The last time this applicant was at city council, motion was to deny because the therapist that they were listing in their application did not have a license, a valid current license. They come back with a new application. And for those of you who would compare the previous application to the current application, you saw that they used the same picture for a different person. At license and permit, we continue to ask the question, who is this person? The applicant continued to respond, we had the wrong license. They said that like 4 times without acknowledging that the picture that they were using in both applications were the same picture for 2 different people. I bring this to your attention because I want you to know what the work of license and permit is doing in reference to this particular applicant. I'm sure we'll see him again, but again, I just wanted to make sure that you understood this time the false application was that we were not able to concur, we were not able to figure out who the licensed therapist was based on the material provided.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Anyone else? Motion on the floor is concurrence of the denial. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
F zoning ordinances first reading. F1 zoning ordinance by the mayor to create subsection 18.02 UUUUU of the zoning ordinance to amend the land use plan map for the city of Kenosha 2035.
Gentleman from the third.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to send F1 and F2 on their way after being read.
F2 rezoning ordinance by the mayor to rezone the property at 6017 Sheridan Road from IP Institutional Park District to B2 Community Business District.
Okay, motion to send F1 and F2 on their way. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I resolutions. I1 resolution by the mayor approving project plan amendment for tax incremental district number 5 of the city of Kenosha, Wisconsin, and making certain findings with respect thereto. Finance recommended to approve 5-0.
Gentleman from the 13th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to concur with the Finance Committee recommendation on I-1.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to concur on item I-1. At this time, open up to a public hearing. Anyone here to speak on item I-1, please come forward, state your name and address. Anyone here to speak? Anyone here to speak? Seeing none, close the public hearing. Motion on the floor is concurrence. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye, those opposed no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 16-0. J, appointments, reappointments by the mayor. J1, appointment of Tasha Easter to the Redevelopment Authority to fill a term that will begin December 2nd, 2025 and will expire November 15, 2030.
Gentleman from the 10th.
I make a motion to approve.
Moved and second to approve item J1. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye, those opposed no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 16-0. M, recommendations from the Committee on Finance. M1, disbursement record number 21, $6,797,617.56. Finance recommended to approve 5-0.
Gentleman from the 13th.
Move to concur with the Finance Committee recommendation on M1.
It's been moved and seconded to concur on M1. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye, those opposed no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 16-0.
Mayor's comments. Very briefly, I just want to once again extend my sincere appreciation to all of the individuals who helped make the Christmas tree Lighten Up Kenosha such a spectacular success. I think we started meeting after last year, I think the following Monday after last year, and we started the plans for this year. It was truly an outstanding event. There were so many city employees, the downtown bid, Visit Kenosha, all of the sponsors who helped to make this drone show and the Lighten Up event such a fun, festive environment. Those of you who had the opportunity to come down here and see all of the families who were enjoying themselves and having a great time. Again, it was literally a year in the making with all the meetings and everything that took place, and then obviously to choreograph all of the various events and things as they went on. So my sincere appreciation to all the city staff, all the sponsors, all of everyone involved for making this such a fun thing. We are doing a lot of great things here in Kenosha, and again, I can't take credit for this is so many different volunteers and individuals who help out to make some of these things happen. We're doing a lot more, and we're going to continue to do more because it's a lot of fun. And hope all of you like to have as much fun as I do, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So thank you, everyone, for all of your efforts. Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm sure some of you know the phrase, the winter of our discontent. We are now under the winter of the city administrator's curse. At Public Works, he said something about the prediction of snow. And since he said that, we've had 2 rather large snow events, and I think we're going to continue to have them. So thank you very much, Mr. City Administrator, for putting us in this situation. In all seriousness, though, we are now in the situation where the snow emergencies will be declared. It is up to our citizens to comply. It helps the job of cleaning our streets easier to do if you can get your vehicle off the street. For those who think they don't have room, we are allowed to park them on your lawns during the declared snow emergency. What happens is when you leave those cars in the middle of the street and we plow around it and then we plow the car in, once you dig the car out, we have to bring that plow back to clean that street. So pay attention to the snow emergencies, pay attention to parking on the street. Let's make the job of cleaning our city just a little bit easier. And I want to thank everyone for a fantastic job on this last snow event. I traveled to 10th District, saw 1 or 2 little spots, but for the most part, I was very, very impressed by the amount of work that was done to get our city back on pace. I think the city administrator might be able to pay me some money or something to lift the curse, but I'll have that conversation with him offline. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gentleman from the 3rd.
Thank you. I'd like to piggyback somewhat with the comments from the gentleman from the 10th. Today is December 1st. Alternate side parking begins today. I know a lot of people find that a little bit inconvenient, but I want to remind them that as the streets get plowed, they also have a tendency to get a little bit narrower, even though the plows try to do a good job. And you don't want to create a pinch point where the plow cannot get through. It's happened in my district this past snowfall, and the snow plow could not plow the street. People were complaining, and yet, because of the cars parked there, they could not do the job. But even more importantly, these pinch points where cars are parked on the same, opposite side of the street, make it very dangerous as far as public safety. Getting a fire truck through, etc. We've just recently had on Thanksgiving a tragedy. I don't know as far as that wasn't the traffic issue there, but it could be in your residential area a tragedy because a fire truck is delayed because cars are parked illegally, on alternate sides. So be aware and look out for your neighbors and help one another out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gentleman from the 2nd.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to echo the mayor's excitement over the Lighten Up event that was held this last weekend. I remember years ago, the event used to be staged on the east end of City Hall, where one of those trees would be lit up, and large crowds would show up for that. And of course, they showed up when that moved to the museum campus. But the kind of display that I saw the other night was really unbelievable. It was glad that the weather was not quite as cold as last year, but that drone display was incredible. I think for a lot of people, including myself, it's the first time I'd seen anything like that. And then all the vendors that were down there, the entertainment. I just have to say how proud I am for the work that everybody put into that, an awful lot. The Business Improvement District, Visit Kenosha, city staff. You set a high bar, and I hope you remember the rules of engagement for next year, because there'll be anticipation once again. It was really quite incredible to see. I just wanted to say thank you. I also wanted to say thank you again to the staff of the streets department that were out plowing the streets. They had quite a crash course a couple of weeks ago, and they remembered their way back to all of the hidden, and I've got plenty of them, secondary, tertiary routes, but they're done now. And anytime I had a concern shared by a constituent, I was able to get a message through and got a response. I didn't waste anybody's time, and because they didn't have any to waste. So I'm very satisfied with the snowplow service that we had over this weekend. I was glad for the advance notice. I was kind of also glad it was a weekend, not the middle of the week. So just wanted to point out those accolades for those who delivered in many ways for the city in the last few days. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gentleman from the 16th.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, Lighten Up was a beautiful event, just gorgeous. Thank you, Kenosha. Thank you, staff. Bid for putting that on. It was just fantastic. Before the meeting tonight, I talked to the fire chief, and wanted to make sure that he thanked his men and women for that recent tragedy where the 3 children died and the fathers and burned. To pull up to a scene like that is horrifying, to say the least. And to keep your composure and do what you're trained for is quite a feat. So, but it's hard to forget that. So I know there's available help for city staff, and I hope they use it. But to police and fire, my heart goes out to you for witnessing that, and my prayers go out to the family. The family that lost the 3 children. It's horrifying. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn on your laptop will be in order.
Second.
Moving to second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.